1,078 members to 1,178 corporate members as at the 31st of December 2011. With the almost 100% increase in membership from 2004, we have not reconstituted our service offerings to suit this increase. Whilst we have substantially increased our service offerings, legal, education, research, publications, etc., as well as increase the number of resources internally at SAPOA, we have not adequately increased our membership fees to reflect these service offerings. We are busy addressing the membership service offering and fees, and certain structural changes will be effected from 2013 onward. For the 2011 financial year to date, we have held approximately 200 meetings with approximately 1,000 of our members attending these meetings. Education and training is key and remains so and vital to this industry. We spent a total of 2 million rand on educating 11 students at various universities in South Africa. The SAPOA Bursary Fund Trust is managed by the trustees that consist of J.H. Isaacs Properties, Burrito Limited, got Iris and Growthpoint. They're obviously together with SAPOA, and their logos are on the board. We thank these member companies for their relentless work and support in the vital area of education. A total of 600 members attended our training courses in 2011. A total of 80 students graduated on the SAPOA Certificate for the Commercial Property Practitioner and Property Management programs run by the University of the Witwatersrand and University of Pretoria. In 2011, 184 Transnet employees underwent training in the SAPOA Facilities Management Program and the Introduction to Commercial Property Program. The SAPOA regional offices based in Polokwane, Johannesburg, East London, Durban, Port Elizabeth, and Western Cape have each identified 5 schools in their respective regions. Some of these schools have been visited, and presentations were made to grade 10 to 12 scholars, to introduce the commercial property industry and the various careers in the commercial property industry. We have, on behalf of our members, contributed from our reserves 255,000 rand towards the Business Against Crime Anti-Crime Initiative, 600,000 rand towards the establishment of the Green Buildings Council of South Africa, 1 million rand towards the Legal Advocacy Fund to protect our members' interests, 1.1 million towards the Property Charter process, 2 million rand towards the SAPOA Burrito Bursary Fund to educate 11 students at university, and 2.1 million towards the SAPOA versus City of Johannesburg commercial rates increase High Court's case. On the legal front, we were successful in the court application to get the eThekwini municipality to drop its development surcharge, which we believe was illegally imposed on our members. Whilst we do not have any objections to paying the services or for services, we believe that the processes that govern these policies must be fair and transparent. To this end, we call on municipalities to work closer with SAPOA to ensure a cost-effective, transparent, and fair outcome. This to the benefit of all parties in the process. We have lodged a formal complaint to the Office of the Public Protector calling for an investigation into wide-scale illegal land use in Polokwane. After repeated attempts to engage with the local municipality there, and due to a lack of response, we have no option but to address this matter to the Public Protector, as we believe that the municipality must dispense of its responsibilities in line with the city's commitment to sustainable and equitable development. The municipality should therefore, in due and diligent performance of its duties, exercise this power conferred upon it in order to stop the illegal use of land. The Consumer Protection Act has posed significant challenges for the property industry in respect of its unintended consequences of some of its statutory provisions. After extensive engagement with the DTI, the Estate Agents Affairs Board, the South African Banking Council, and our members, we are finalizing the development of property industry codes to be formulated for an application to be made to the Minister of Trade and Industry. In 2009, the City of Johannesburg increased the rates on commercial property owners by 28%. We took the matter to High Court. The application for a leave to appeal was heard and granted in favor of SAPOA on the 14th of September 2011. The appeal is likely to be heard in August 2012. In an ongoing effort to ensure that we work closely with like-minded organizations and in and outside of South Africa, and in the interest of transformation and skills development, we have had several engagements with the likes of the Shopping Centre Council of South Africa, the Green Building Council of South Africa, the Property Loan Stock Association of South Africa, which is represented on the SAPOA board by the current chairperson, Executive Director of Growthpoint, Mr. Estienne de Klerk. The Association of Property Unit Trusts, also in there, the Women's Property Network, the South African Institute of Black Property Practitioners, and the recently formed Black Association of Commercial Property Practitioners, BACPO, and others. We have also signed a memorandum of understanding with the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors and the British Property Federation. We met with the CEOs both CEOs in London in March 2012 and are happy to announce their willingness to work closely with SAPOA for the benefit of the industry and both organizations' members. SAPOA was also instrumental in providing assistance to Mauritius developers to establish the Real Estate Association of Mauritius. Discussions took place between the SAPOA CEO and the Mauritius developers in 2011, and we are pleased to announce the establishment of the Real Estate Association of Mauritius, whose chairman is currently with us today. Our strategic alliance and partnership with IPD will continue to be strengthened as we believe the supply of relevant research to our members is of critical importance. You'll also note that we work together with our partners, the Green Buildings Council, to launch a Green Lease Toolkit, which you will find in your delegate bags. South African property owners associations have persistently waited and asked for resources to help them take advantage of purported operational benefits. Following calls from the industry, SAPOA and the Green Building Council partnered to develop a tool that would assist both landlords and tenants in also focusing on sustainable practices. We thank the CEO and chairman of the Green Buildings Council of South Africa and the technical teams that made this toolkit a reality. Our relationships have also been cemented with the Gauteng Economic Development Agency and Trade and Investment KwaZulu-Natal to develop studies to provide an overview of the application of the municipal tariffs to land and property development in the major metropolitan areas. SAPOA has also signed an MOU with Jeddah to afford SAPOA members the opportunity to access its Africa-focused program at its business lounge business lounge hub based in Sandton. This program is a joint effort between Jeddah and Ernst & Young and gives investors an opportunity to look into Africa, to go into Africa, pertinent information about those countries, credit risk, legalities, cost of doing business, the laws, tax regulations, etc. We hope you'll make use of this business lounge when investing in Africa. You can read more about this in the June edition of the SAPOA Property Review magazine in your delegate bag. Our commitment to transformation of the industry is a key priority, will remain so. As a signatory to the Property Charter, which we initiated in 2004, we are pleased to announce that the Industry Sector Charter has finally been gazetted. We would like to extend our thanks to the Property Charter Council and its CEO, as well as the SAPOA representatives on the Charter Council, being Mano van der Walt, Estienne de Klerk, and Musa Ngobu. I would like to thank the SAPOA Convention Committee, the SAPOA management team, and our sponsors, most notably our principal sponsor, Nedbank Corporate Property Finance, for bringing you this 44th Annual SAPOA International Convention and Property Exhibition. We believe that our industry body, SAPOA, is both relevant and will continue to be relevant to its members going forward due to the change in direction 4 years ago with respect to the nature of service delivery. In organizations such as SAPOA, we are brought together for a common purpose, and that is to utilize our skills and experience to serve our industry. I've thoroughly enjoyed my tenure as SAPOA president and look forward to my term as immediate past president to support Sidise Moseneke. I take this opportunity to thank the 34 past presidents of SAPOA who have worked tirelessly since 1964 to share their time and knowledge in guiding the industry body. Their insight into the workings of the industry, their experiences and skills is something we hold dearly and would like to continue to rely on them in a more formal manner as advisors to the industry. And Neil Gopal will be talking to them about formalizing this arrangement. Last but not least, I'd like to thank my fellow SAPOA board members who supported me during my tenure as SAPOA president and who were a great source of inspiration. You saw Estienne, you saw Musa Ngobu go past there, Marius Miller, Mike Dayton, Mr. Neil Gopal. Warren Schultz, Mr. Ben Kadizan, Mana van der Walt, Samuel Obu, and that's the board as it stands at the moment. We'll see some changes as we go along. So finally, thank you all for being in attendance, and I wish you a successful 44th SAPOA convention.
Thank you, Kevin Roman. And no convention of this scale is possible without the support of a committed and dedicated sponsor. That comes in the form of Nedbank Corporate Property Finance, a long-standing supporter of this convention. Frank Barkley is the managing executive at Nedbank Property Finance. Frank Barkley, with the sponsor's address, he's also going to be handing out golf prizes as well. I've got the final scores, Frank, so when you're ready, you call me back up, and we do that.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard to believe that it's nearly, well, it's a year since we last got together. In fact, we can turn this thing around because everyone's sitting here. It's a bit quiet on this end. There's no one here. But it's a year since we got together, and I hope most of us are still here. I understand that the attendance to this convention is higher than it's a record, about 10% higher than last year, which I always wonder if that's a good or a bad thing. It's good that the attendance is higher, but I think it's perhaps because people don't have enough work to do, so they attend conventions. But hopefully it's all going well. Well, I think also I'd like to once again thank SAPOA for the opportunity that we have to sponsor the convention. As Bruce said, we've got a long-standing relationship with SAPOA. We've been the sponsors for a long time. And certainly we think it's a worthwhile thing for us to do at Nedbank. We do a lot of sponsorship. We give a lot back to the industry, but it's our lifeblood in the property finance division. So it's certainly worthwhile, and thanks again for the opportunity. I think, it's kind of a bit traditional for when I talk here, people ask me in advance and say, well, what's going to happen? And I'm not an economist, so I can't tell you what's going to happen. And if I were an economist, I still wouldn't be able to tell you what's going to happen because they don't know either. But I do recall standing here, well, not here, but at the podium last year, and I gave, people asked me too what I thought, and I gave what might have been a little bit of a downbeat message, thinking that the world is not going to improve soon, and the property market is going to be relatively flat. And I had the view that interest rates would be flat as well. And I think, unfortunately, probably all those three things have happened. The one that maybe has changed somewhat is the world is probably in a slightly worse position than it was last year. But I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. I think if we look at South Africa, where are we? We're in a situation where our economic growth is currently just being downgraded by the general economists. They were predicting about 3.2%, they're now saying about 2.7%. But what you see with economists generally, and this is not economist bashing session because they do their best as we